Okay, here's a really cool application for the fat deck principle that I showed you in the last video. If you haven't seen that yet, check the link, watch it, so that you're not confused in this video. But this is going to be a trick where you have a card selected, they remember it, return it to the pack, and then you ask them what was the color of their card. Okay, so let's say it was red. So then what you would do is you would visually start making cards vanish from the pack. Okay, very slowly, very visually, until you only have half the cards remaining. You flip them over and you show that all of the red cards have disappeared from the deck except for one, which is the chosen card. Okay, so it's a really strong effect, and let's break it down. Alright, so this trick needs a little bit of preparation. You need to separate all of the black cards from the red cards. Okay, it doesn't matter which color is on top, which one's on the bottom, they just need to be separated. Okay, and then you also need to get a little pinky break in between the two halves. So the way I do that is I very casually look through the faces of the deck, and then I just in-jog the topmost card of the bottom half, square up, flip the deck over, and then I push down on that in-jog to get my little pinky break. Okay? Now at this point you're going to spread the cards out to have a card selected. You need to keep track of where that middle point is. Okay, so this is easy to do. I'm going to use my right first finger and I'm going to contact the bottommost card of the top half. In this case it's the 6 of diamonds. So I'm just going to keep my first finger right there on that card as I spread the cards out. Okay, now it doesn't matter if they pick a card from the bottom half or the top half, you just need to remember which half they took it from. So for our first example, let's say they took it from the bottom half, that means it's a black card, right? As they're looking at that card, you need to do some dirty work. Okay, now keep in mind that the trick hasn't even started yet. They're looking at their card, it's perfect misdirection, there's no one looking at you or your hands. Okay, so this is going to seem risky, it's going to seem bold, but it's really not. You'll be surprised how easy it is to get away with this. While they're looking at their card, here's what you're going to do. You close up the spread, you regain your break, okay, because I know that this is where my halfway point is. I'm going to regain my break right there, and since they took out the black card, I need to get rid of all the black cards in the deck. I know that's the bottom half, so I'm going to do a cop. Okay, this is called a cop. It's kind of a deep palm, but your technique doesn't have to be precise or anything here because no one's looking at your hands. So just place the cards in your hand, and then you're going to place them in your pocket. I put them in my back pocket. It's the easiest to slip in there. So the way I normally do this is I'll casually kind of turn my body to the right like this, and it just takes a half a second. You just very smoothly, don't make a big deal out of it, just slip those into your back pocket. Now as you do that, you want to hold your remaining cards in your right hand kind of like this, just a safety precaution. You don't want them to be able to see the thickness of that pack. Okay, so you've slipped these cards in, and then the last piece of preparation you need to do before they return the card to the pack is you need to do the fat deck principle. Okay, so check the previous video if you haven't seen it already, and I'll explain how to do that. So after you've done that, you want to make sure that you angle the deck in a way so that it looks like a full deck. So check a mirror and you'll figure out your angles. You take their card back and you very cleanly place it back into the middle. Okay, push it in. And now the trick starts. You're already 2 steps ahead, really. Now you're going to do the decompressing move, or whatever you want to call it. Do it however you want. You know, I would play around with different ways of doing it and see which one looks best for you. I normally just jiggle the cards back and forth, and I do it very slowly. I bring attention to the thickness of the pack first. I say, look, the cards are slowly going to vanish. You're going to see the deck get thinner and thinner until we only have half the cards remaining. Look, all the black cards have disappeared except for one, the card you picked. And that's a really strong effect right there. Okay, now let me talk about one other example real quick. If in the beginning they had picked a card from the upper half instead of the bottom half, you need to do one other move. So let's say they picked this card right here. The whole trick is going to be exactly the same, but before you get rid of all of the red cards, you just need to do a pass. So you do a classic pass, I'll put a link in the description box, and then you dump those cards. If you're sitting at a table, then this can be even a little bit easier. Instead of placing them in your pocket, you can just place them in your lap. Okay, less distance. All right, so I hope you guys like that trick. Give it a try, and you'll be surprised at how easy it is to get away with that key moment. So practice it, have fun, and have a nice day. Bye.